My girl loves some horsepower.
Right?
I love it.
Right? So we're in Manly. And we've been here for 2 days? 3 days?
Today's the third day.
Third day. And it's lovely. It's a gorgeous day. There are a ton of boats out.
Oh my god, there's so many boats here.
And we are going to make our way through Sydney Harbour.
Through all these boats.
On a beautiful Saturday in the summer, under the bridge, which is going to be awesome, and get to Blackwattle Bay, where we're going to...
But through all these boats?
Through all these boats.
What are we thinking?
You know, maybe not the smartest.
But unfortunately the weather turns around to the south tomorrow, so yeah.
Today's the day.
Today's the day!
Yeah.
I'm not sure we've ever been in a place with that much activity on the water. We set out with the best of intentions, but plans quickly changed.
Holy crap, there's a lot of boats out here.
Yeah, this is like a nightmare, actually.
Yeah, we tried to sail for a little while. The wind wasn't cooperating. Boats were just freaking everywhere. We were like, we're cruisers, not racers right now, so...
There's like little opti races everywhere. I mean, there's probably, what,
1,000
300 boats, I think, within our view right now. 300 boats, easily. And that includes like high-speed ferries, a cruise ship, seaplanes. It's freaking...
everywhere.
Yeah, so our sails are down, and we're just motoring and trying like hell not to hit anything.
That's a good goal for us today.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to watch. Hopefully other people won't hit each other either. But damn, they come close sometimes.
It turns out our nerves were justified, as that day a high-speed ferry ran into a sailboat. The waters may have been chaos, but seeing some famous Sydney sights reminded us why we were there.
Hey, we can see the Opera House.
We can. And the bridge.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
right there. We're in Sydney, guys.
Yeah.
Woo! Go us! Actually, not sail, we motored, technicality.
We made it under. That's what,
We made it
that's what
under.
counts.
Yeah.
And we didn't hit anybody or anything, so
We didn't hit anybody.
that's my win for the day.
Oh, and it's the traffic has really emptied the further in we go. So I'm feeling pretty accomplished today.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
The marinas in Sydney are quite expensive, and besides, over the holidays, they're completely full. So we headed back to one of the only anchorages in Sydney proper, Blackwattle Bay. It has a very tight, designated anchorage, but it was a great spot to wait and welcome my family to Australia with an Alton family tradition.
Is it time for cinnamon rolls?
It's cinnamon roll time!
Yes, cinnamon roll time!
Yay!
Merry Christmas, everyone!
Merry Christmas!
We kept it low-key for the first couple days so my family could adjust to flying halfway around the world. But once they were ready, we got on a bus tour to start their Australian exploration with a trip out to the Blue Mountains.
Walking into a cloud.
Yeah, where are we right now?
We are at Echo Lookout in the Blue Mountains.
Sweet! Made it up here.
Trying to see the Three Sisters. Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna be able to see them. Fingers crossed the fog lifts. We've got 30 minutes.
Unfortunately, what we've been told is an absolutely amazing view was covered up by the worst fog we'd seen since back in Nova Scotia, Canada.
Can we see anything out there?
My imagination sees things.
Neato, Superman eyes.
X-ray vision.
Are you taking some photos of fog there?
Yes. It's just coming out a lot of white.
We got a slight patch cleared up for a second,
Yeah.
and then it disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, Oh, a white Christmas.
You just not
Just a
quite
day
what I was intending.
It's nice to have family as a convenient excuse to play hardcore tourist, and the next stop at Scenic World certainly helped us play the part. We started out by riding the Scenic Skyway, which is billed as the largest aerial cable car in the southern hemisphere, suspended 270 meters above the ravine below with gorgeous views through the glass cabin floor. Only, we couldn't see any of it. That stupid fog had foiled us again. That was a bummer, but the big reason we wanted to come here was to ride the Scenic Railway. With a 52-degree incline, it's the steepest passenger railway in the world.
Thomas is excited.
Deep drop. Doing a deep drop. Oh man. This isn't that
What'd you think?
It was cool.
That was fun.
It was fun. It's darker than I thought it would be.
We went through a tunnel.
We did.
Hey, remember the mist.
The railway brought us down to the Scenic Walkway. This was one part of the day where I thought the rain and mist was a bonus, as the forest seemed to be even more alive. After our Blue Mountain tour, we left Sydney for a few days in order to fly up to Brisbane. The one thing my sister Julie wanted to do above all others in Australia was to hold a koala. And unfortunately, that's against the rules in New South Wales. But it's not in Queensland. We stopped in at the Australia Zoo to get up close and personal with some kangaroos, and of course, hold a koala. The rest of the park was pretty impressive, and having grown up watching Steve Irwin on TV, it was a pretty neat experience. We also took advantage of our time in Brisbane to spend more time on a boat and go on a river tour. It was a neat way to learn a bit more about the city, and Amy and I made notes for places we wanted to visit again when we sailed our way back up north. Soon though, the time had come to head back to Sydney for one of the craziest nights of our lives, New Year's fireworks.
We're on the move again.
We are on the move again.
Oh my gosh.
It is December 30th at 7:40 in the evening. The sun sets in 20 minutes, and we are moving to hopefully our spot for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, kind of cutting a little bit close. We just got back from Brisbane. Hoping there's a spot. We've got a couple friends out there who are telling us we're all good. We're gonna make a run for it. Hope we get there before sunset or before dusk.
Yeah, I figure this is our one and only time we're gonna do this on our own boat, so we better make them count.
Family's here. There's Thomas. Yeah, what do you know? Sunset time!
We had done a lot of research and talked to a lot of people about how to best experience New Year's. In the end, we decided to anchor in Farm Cove, just on the other side of the Opera House. This was the closest we could get to the fireworks, but the cove itself was very unprotected. Getting there on the 30th proved to be the right decision, as there were plenty of spots to choose from, and the next day turned out to be just absolute mayhem. An exclusion zone gets established in the harbor at 8 p.m. on the 31st, and up until that moment, boats tried to anchor in every spare inch of space they could find. We saw boats trying to anchor way too close, boats anchoring literally on top of one another, boats putting out too little chain and then dragging straight into other boats, and boats motoring too close and getting their props fouled in anchor roads. And of course, the wind picked up and made everything worse.
Okay, it is about almost 5 o'clock. The exclusion zone closes at 8, so we've got 3 more hours to go, and all I can say is this is intense out here. We found an awesome spot. We are right behind a big fishing boat, so they've been protecting anybody from anchoring on top of our anchor up there. And we've got a few small boats on our sides, but fortunately no one's come too close. But there's been bumper boats and the maritime patrols out, like making people move away from the exclusion zone. It is barely organized chaos, I would say. Everyone tells us you gotta do it once on your boat, so we're doing it once on our boat. If we come back, we're gonna do this on someone else's boat.
I think that day was one of my most stressful on the water, and I am not ashamed to admit that we had every spare fender out trying to protect our poor girl. Neptune was looking out for us though, as we'd chosen the perfect spot and somehow managed to stay away from all the accidents that were happening around us. Towards the end of the day, the entertainment started. First up was an extremely impressive aerial acrobatic display.
Apparently we get an air show as well. How about that? We're doing okay. We're pretty well boxed in. We got a bunch of little boats around us still. Even more little boats, I should say. They're filming the news right behind us, which is pretty cool. And yeah, fireworks, a couple hours now. So what do you think of this New Year's Eve business?
It's mayhem.
Wow, this is just nuts out here. Had like a dozen boats try to anchor between us and that mono you can see behind us, and it's just...
Some people are not very good at anchoring.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
We got super lucky. We're in an awesome spot. Very excited.
Yeah, closing the exclusion zone in 15 minutes, woohoo!
Yay! That means boats stop moving around.
At least until the fireworks are over. Then we gotta worry about them all leaving.
That's true. It's gonna be a night.
The family fireworks display went off at 9 p.m. At 8 minutes long, with fireworks from the bridge and 4 barges, it was a pretty impressive display all by itself.
Holy cow, babe. And that was just the like kiddie fireworks show. It's not even midnight yet. Wow.
We are like right under the fireworks.
This
it's
is
amazing.
So crazy. Australia, you're bringing the A game tonight.
We love you, Australia.
After the family fireworks, the Harbor of Light Parade kept us entertained. The exclusion zone was still closed to regular traffic, so I was happy to sit back and enjoy.
Are we getting close to midnight? Time to bust out the champagne.
We are. I popped the bubbly.
It's like 11:30. Everything's relatively calm, ready for the second round of fireworks.
Yes.
With bubbly.
Bubbly!
Soon, it was midnight, and time for the real show.
Shaking from all of the pounding from the noise. It's crazy. All right, babe, how were the fireworks?
It was awesome.
That was pretty stellar,
really
huh?
Good. Yeah, it was a little, like the wind was blowing the fireworks from the barge in front of us onto the bridge, so everything was pretty smoky, but it was an amazing show.
Pretty damn sweet.
Yeah. They had fireworks stuff that I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And now, here comes the mad rush of everyone leaving.
The Mayhem Part 2.
Oh boy.
Yes. So we better go put some lights on and get some fenders ready.
Yeah. But first of all, happy 2018, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Although when you're watching this, it'll probably be middle of 2018, so hope you're having a good year.
Yeah.
Rather than risk our good luck with the crowds all heading home, we elected to stay in Farm Cove for another night. We lit up Starry Horizons like a Christmas tree to make sure everyone could see us. And once again, we got through the night without a scratch. The next day, we moved back to Blackwattle Bay. Since we had survived New Year's, there was one more thing we had to go do in Sydney.
What's that behind you there?
The Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, and what are we doing today?
We have a full day planned. So we have the Opera House tour, and then the ladies have high tea at the Queen Victoria Tea Room. And then we have a little bit of shopping, fancy dinner celebrating David's parents' 40th anniversary. And then we're going to see a Beatles cover band right there.
Yeah, I think that's probably what you're most excited about all day, huh?
It is. Very excited.
And what are the guys doing?
Oh, the guys are going to the casino while the ladies do their high tea.
You guys are classy, us not so much.
We elected to go on a guided tour of the Opera House to get a more behind-the-scenes look and we learned a lot. The original request for design proposals went out in September of 1955, and in 1957, a Danish architect named Jorn Utzon was announced as the winner. Construction started in 1959 with an estimated cost of $7 million, but wasn't completed until 1973, having cost $102 million. Along the way, there were disagreements between Utzon and a new Australian government, leading to his resignation. He left the country before completion and never saw the finished building in person before he passed away in 2008. However, in the late 1990s, a reconciliation took place and Utzon contributed to future work on the building. It was an absolutely fascinating look into one of the most iconic Australian landmarks, and returning that night for the Beatles cover band concert was a perfect way to end the day.
It's our fourth and last time out into Sydney Harbour, passing under the Anzac Bridge and going one last time under the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
No, sad, but Sydney was
sad.
freaking awesome.
We had a great time. How long have we been here? Like 3 weeks?
About, yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks in the Sydney Bay Area, Manly, Farm Cove, and Blackwattle Bay. It's awesome.
In order to get my family some sea time on Starry Horizons, we raised the anchor and set off from Blackwattle Bay to sail the 30 nautical miles up to Pittwater. I was a bit worried about my dad, who had a long history of seasickness, but he handled some pretty decent wind and waves like a champ, all the way up until the final turn when he had to call for the chum bucket.
You're like an old hand at this sailing thing, aren't you? It's like,
Relatively.
no big deal. It's no going up to Canada.
No going up to Canada. No heat rash. We can actually see the shore. I think you're all pretty good considering.
Pittwater would be the beginning of the end of my family's time with us. Julie had to head back to work first, so we dropped her off before spending the last few days suffering through a brutal 40+ degree heat wave. Being outside felt like walking into an oven, and the air conditioning on the boat got a hell of a workout. We took advantage of relatively cool mornings to do some exploring, but all too soon, it was time for the rest of my family to leave. It was so special to have them come so far to visit us, and sharing a Sydney Harbour's New Year with them turned a great night into an absolute legend.
Hey y'all, thank you very much for watching an epic night in Sydney for New Year's. I want to send a huge thank you to all of my family, Mom, Dad, Julie, Tom. Thank you guys so much for coming all the way across the world to hang out with us. So special to spend time with you guys. We are now here in Cairns because our time in Australia is rapidly coming to a close. We are part of the wonderful Sail to Indonesia rally that is leaving on July 15th. So we're kind of excited to go explore a new country, but the videos here in Australia are going to catch up for a little while yet, so make sure you stick around, check them all out, and we'll see y'all later.